So, what if I told you that the most common advice we get about money, study hard, get a good job, save your money, is actually what's holding you back from getting rich? That is the huge idea behind Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a book that seriously changed the game for millions of people. And today, we're going to break down its core lessons in a quick 5-minute explainer specifically for us here in India. So get ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about money. All right, here's how we're going to tackle this. We've got 5 key ideas. First up, the story of the two dads. Then we'll get into the most important rule of all, what's an asset and what's a liability. After that, we'll ask why schools don't teach this stuff, look at how our own feelings can trip us up, and then, the best part, what you can actually do about it, starting right now. Okay, so the whole book really kicks off with this simple but super powerful story. It's about two fathers, and they represent two totally different ways of thinking about money. One way leads to a life of just struggling. The other, it leads to freedom. So on one hand, you've got the poor dad. This was the author's actual father. Super educated, had a stable government job, but he was always stressed about money. Always. Then you've got the rich dad. This was his friend's dad. He didn't have all that fancy schooling, but he got money. He understood its language. And that's really the core of it, isn't it? It's not about how much you earn. It's about your mindset. Are you thinking like an employee, or are you thinking like an owner? All right, now we're getting to the single biggest idea in the whole book. Seriously, if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. It's the simple but game-changing difference between an asset and a liability. I mean, this quote really says it all. Most of us, we're stuck on a hamster wheel, right? Trading our precious time for a paycheck. But the wealthy, they get it. They know the goal isn't just to run faster on that wheel. The goal is to build a money-making machine so you can hop off the wheel for good. They make their money work for them so they don't have to. So let's be super clear here. What's an asset? An asset or sampati is anything, and I mean anything, that puts money into your pocket. That's it. Think of it like a tap that's always flowing money to you. And on the flip side, you have a liability or boj, and that word literally means a burden. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket every single month. It's like a hole in your bucket. And this is where it gets really interesting, because it flips everything we've been taught upside down. We're told that a nice car or a big house is an asset, right? A sign that you've made it. But just think about it for a second. The car loan, the insurance, the repairs, that's all money flowing out of your pocket. That makes it a liability. The rich, they don't care about looking rich. They focus on actually being rich by building up that asset column. They're not asking, how big is my paycheck? They're asking, how many assets do I have that are paying me? Which, of course, brings up a huge question. If this is all so simple and so powerful, why on earth isn't everyone doing it? Well, the book has an answer. It's all about what it calls real financial education. Basically everything we don't learn in school. Yeah, seriously. Why isn't this the first thing we learn? If it's the key to everything, why don't they teach it in school? Well, the book's take on this is pretty clear. Our school system, it's designed to create good employees, not smart owners. It teaches you how to get a job and work for someone else's company, but not how to build your own. Think about it. All the important stuff, like investing, taxes, how businesses are structured, it's just not there. The point is, financial education isn't a class you take once. It's a skill you have to keep learning your whole life. And honestly, this might be the most important lesson of all. Your greatest asset isn't a stock. It's not gold. It's not property. It's your mind. So before you invest a single rupee anywhere else, you have to invest in your own financial knowledge first, because that's the one asset that no one can ever take from you. Okay, so knowing all this stuff is one thing, but actually doing it, that's another story. Because we've got to deal with the two powerful emotions that control pretty much all of our money decisions, and that's the game of fear and greed. Just listen to this quote from the book. The main reason people struggle financially is that the fear of losing money is greater than the joy of being rich. Wow. I mean, think about that. For so many people, the fear of losing a little bit of money is so strong, it completely paralyzes them. They don't take any risks. And that fear is what keeps them chained to a job they probably hate, just for that feeling of safety. And this is the cycle the book famously calls the rat race. Here's how it works. First, fear keeps you in your job. the fear of not being able to pay the bills. Then you get your paycheck. And what happens? Greed, or maybe just desire, kicks in. You want the new phone, the bigger car, you spend it, often on liabilities, and just like that, you're broke again and you need to work even harder for the next paycheck. It's a trap, and it keeps you from ever building the assets that would actually set you free. All right, so we've talked a lot about the what and the why, but now for the most important part, the how. What is your first step? How do you take all these big ideas and actually start using them in your life? Okay, but before we jump into the steps, let's be real for a second. A lot of people criticize this book saying, yeah, this sounds great, but it's not practical if you're not already rich. And you know what? That's a fair point. It's not always going to be easy, but the basic principles, they work for everyone, no matter where you're starting from. So here we go, 3 super simple, totally doable steps you can start today. Number 1, track your expenses. Just figure out where your money is actually going. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where it is. Number 2, pick one small asset to start buying. For us in India, a mutual fund SIP is perfect for this. You can literally start with just a few hundred rupees a month. And number 3, keep investing in your brain. Just commit to reading one article or watching one video about money each week. That's it. Start building that mental asset. So, I want to leave you with a question. Let's make this real, right now. After hearing all this, what is the one asset you're going to focus on acquiring first? Is it that small sip? Is it a book about investing? Whatever it is, your answer, and more importantly, the action you take, could be the very first step in a totally new financial story for you.